Hello, curious Linux learners. Today, I want to talk about some of the challenges when you're working on a server instance of Linux. And I know you've probably experienced that. You have this lonely command line prompt and no graphical tools at all. So, obviously we want to find out what directory we're in, and we can see we're in our user account home directory. We can use the ls command to find out some of the information that exists in that directory. And let's just imagine that we need a resource file from some other web location. Now, in our graphical world, we might just open a web browser and then right-click and download that file. But we don't have that luxury here. So, what do? What do we do? Let us begin by exploring where is this resource that we need. And we usually can figure out the URI, or Universal Resource Indicator, or Universal Resource Locator for our file. For this example, I will use this JavaScript file that happens to be available from the Google Analytics site. So you can see that it is a data file, and it is indeed JavaScript. For those that are knowledgeable about JavaScript, it might look familiar. For everybody else, it probably looks like gobbledygook. But nonetheless, we want to bring that file on to our server. So the first thing that we want to consider is what command might be out there to allow me to accomplish this task. And what is the URI, or resource indicator, for the file, whether that file is on Google Analytics like our example, or whether it might be from GitHub or some other website. So in our case, we can see the indicator here is https://www.google-analytics.com/ga.js. So that solves our first part of our dilemma. What is the URI? Now we need to figure out what Linux command will help me download this outside resource to my server. A go-to command for me in these cases is, of course, man, but let's use that -k option for a keyword. And the keyword that makes sense to me is maybe download. And we can see that there are some choices that come back that meet that keyword specifier. And I'm going to hone right in on the ones that are in section 1 of the manual. Specifically, look at the short descriptions. I'm going to be interested in the one that says it's the non-interactive network downloader, WGET. So let's look at the man page for WGET. And we can see that the GNU wget is a free utility for non-interactive download of files from the web. Well, that is exactly what we need. we need to do this non-interactively or without a graphical user interface, and we need to download the resource from the web. We can also see it supports HTTP, HTTPS, and the FTP protocols. Wonderful. That is exactly what we need. Let's scroll down and look at some of the options. We can focus our attention here on -O, which will allow me to specify the name for an output file. And, well, that should get us going. So let's give it a go. I'll clear the screen to make your viewing a bit easier. So after we have seen that we've typed everything in very specifically, we have that -O. Let's hit the enter key, and we can see that the URI is resolved. We get connected, and the file is downloaded actually quite quickly, and we can then do a search in our home directory and see that ga.js, we can actually do a long listing and prove to ourselves that file is indeed located on our server. So that was pretty quick, pretty easy. We just had to really get in our mind two things. We need to figure out the URI for the file that we need on the web and what command we needed to do the download. We used man-k to help us figure that out, and then we just implemented the command. So I hope this helps you when you need to bring in an outside resource to your Linux server.